Let me see your camp, finish your curtain. Let's see what he has to say. What's he got for us this time? They're probably Blu-rays.
Aficionados quiz.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Aficionados quiz.
It's a comfort measure.
Aficionados
Shine the lights, shoot the camera, smile for the world in panorama. He likes to impersonate walk-on.
Hey everybody, Aficionados Chris here, and welcome to another installment of Godzilla Week. For today's video, I thought I'd get a little more personal. As you've probably figured out, I've been a Godzilla fan for a very long time, actually in my earliest childhood.
I used to watch them on my old VHS tapes while playing with my Treadmasters action figures. Giant monsters beating the ever-loving snot out of each other. It was like candy to me. It was the perfect formula to make video games out of. However, in my younger years, Godzilla games were very scarce. These are some of the ones that were released during my lifetime before the next-gen ones. Out of the selection, I only ever owned 2 of them.
And those 2 games I actually still own today, and they're really fond memories, at least from what I remember. Now unfortunately I don't have either game console to play either one of these games, but I was able to pick up a retro duo console at a recent yard sale in my area.
Hey sir, how much for the game console?
This thing? I don't know what you got.
How about an unopened bottle of beer?
Oh, Sonny, you got yourself a deal.
Wow, pleasure doing business with you.
So now I can conveniently play both NES and Super Nintendo games with a breeze. So, without any further ado,
Wait just a minute!
can I help you?
You can't review those Godzilla games,
Why not?
because James Rolfe has already done a review of them.
Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah, because James Rolfe is the only Godzilla fan on the internet, and is the only Godzilla fan that can not only own these games, but has the only opinion on them. I completely forgot how the internet works. You're so correct.
Yeah! Wait a second.
Let me ask you this. If you're such a James Rolfe fanboy, why did you come here wearing my Katzenberg t-shirt, which is available right now on redbubble.com? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now go fondle a hedgehog.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, Hello?
Yes, Christopher. That was a good reference. A good reference.
Yes, it was a good reference. A good reference.
Alright, let's get this thing hooked up. Godzilla for the NES. Right in there. And let's begin.
So in this game, it takes place in the far-off year of 2000XXX. But the average Godzilla fan at 7 years old isn't going to read the plot to this game. They just want to get to the monsters. Too long, didn't read, skip.
Now, if I remember this game correctly, there's gonna be tons of monster brawling. I can't wait.
Well, that's a great way to design your Godzilla game. Chess. Actually kind of reminds me of the chess game from Star Wars. Honestly, I wish it was more like that, because then it'd be more fun. So in this game, you take control of only 2 monsters, Godzilla and Mothra.
Why is there never any support for Rodan?
When I was a kid, this would always crush me, because Rodan was my favorite of the monsters. It's like a game of chess, you select a character and move a couple spaces. Then you enter a world where it's full of Toho's lesser-known creatures. Look! There's Dogura! I'm such a nerd. Godzilla's attacks consist of punching, kicking, and of course his trademark atomic breath. With Mothra, her main attack is that she can fly and shed her wings.
Hey, do you remember that movie where Mothra threw her wings at her enemies? Me neither.
Well, let's get to the good part. This wouldn't be a Godzilla game without a good old-fashioned monster brawl. The first 2 monsters that you fight are Mothra and Ghidorah, 2 very obscure kaiju.
Yes! I beat them both. I can't wait to see what other monsters I get to fight. What? Are you kidding me? It's the same 2 monsters? They just added 1 more?
All they did was bring back Ghidorah and Mothra and just add Baron? Another obscure kaiju? Come on, there's so many monsters you can choose from. Where's Mechagodzilla? Or King Ghidorah? Or Gigan? Well, as it turns out, you do eventually battle those monsters, but not till many levels later. And King Ghidorah is all the way over there. With all the monsters that you fight in the high difficulty of the game, it's highly unlikely that most people will even get that far.
I could never beat this game as a kid, but you know what? I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a grown man, and I'm gonna try and beat this thing.
Alright, I got to King Ghidorah. I'm gonna...
Well, I tried.
That's freaking. Let's try Super Godzilla for the Super Nintendo. Yeah. There we go.
Alright, 16-bit Godzilla. Maybe this will be better. After all, the Super Nintendo was my favorite system. Yeah, this is already looking promising. Badass intro, really cool music. This is Godzilla.
This game takes place in the year 1990X. There seems to be a theme here. In this game, you take control of Godzilla and fight other monsters. Hey, look! It's King Ghidorah! Now it's payback for what happened in the last game. Okay, now this is a strange mechanic. In order to fight the kaiju in this game, you need to punch them, then back away until the screen at the bottom opens, and then you can select an attack. Why it's this complex, I have no idea. But hey, look! We did it! We killed King Ghidorah! His frickin' head fell off! Alright, now we're gonna fight Godzilla's second biggest enemy, Mecha Godzilla. After killing King Ghidorah so quickly and so efficiently, I have a good feeling about this one. Take that!
Yeah, I think I'm gonna quit here. Neither of these games are worth my time. So in conclusion, neither one of these games ages particularly well. The difficulty is extremely high. In fact, it's almost unforgivably high. And for a normal Godzilla fan, they're just too difficult to play and they don't get the basic mechanics correctly. All you ever want to do as a Godzilla fan is fight monsters as Godzilla. And both tried to do that, but everything had to be extremely difficult to do. But they did learn from their mistakes, and we did get far better Godzilla games in the future. Of course, with the Destroy All Monsters Melee series of fighting games, that's how you do a fighting game. And of course, there's the long, never-released Godzilla Destroy All Monsters for the Super Nintendo, also known as Godzilla Kaiju Daikessen. So I don't really recommend these games to any Godzilla fans unless they're hardcore people, or if they're crazy like me who happen to have a lot of nostalgia for them, because as bad as they are, I have a hard time hating on them because they do bring back a lot of nostalgic memories, despite how insanely difficult they were and the fact that I could never beat either game as a kid. They're still fun to look back on. They're just not the best games in the world, and it feels bad that Godzilla didn't have good justice in his original years on video game consoles. So that's it for my review of the Godzilla Monsters on NES and Super Godzilla on the Super Nintendo. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, definitely hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to keep up to date with all my video projects, you can like my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/aficionadoschris. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @aficionadochris, and support me on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and be sure to also check out my 2 previous videos.